Hello everybody, and welcome back to devlog number 5. If you're new here, I'm Clemonades. I make a lot of game jam games, and I'm currently working on my first official game that I want to release. It's this tiny little roguelite where you go up, and you can fire weapons when you're on the walls, and you can upgrade all kinds of abilities and stuff, and make different builds. If you want to know more, feel free to check out the previous videos, the previous devlogs. I'll link them up there. And for the rest of you, let's get into it. Devlog 5, what have I done? I've actually done quite a bit. I'm trying to hide some of it from you guys because I don't want to spoil the surprise. So the only thing I think you've seen so far is potentially the trail effect that I've added to the player. Someone had suggested that it's kind of hard to look up at the top of the UI to know how much energy you have left, and that it would be better to have some sort of visual indicator in the game. I already wanted to add a trail effect to the player, so thought we could tie them together. So this trail effect actually also indicates how much energy you have left, and as you slide up the wall, you see it gets shorter and shorter as I run out, and now there's basically no trail. The longer it recharges, the more there is. Yeah, I think A, it looks super cool, but B, it also has a second really useful ability in that it tells the player how long they can be on the wall, right? As it starts to get shorter, you're like, oh, I might need to get off of this here wall. Once you run out, there is no trail effect. I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be like the final visuals of it or the final color, but I'm definitely going to use it to indicate how much energy the player has left, so they don't have to look up at the top of the screen. You can also see it get longer as you head boop people, which I think looks cool. You know, it's just cool. I like it. One of you peoples, you wonderful peoples, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this name, so I'm just going to apologize right away, but I think it's Lam Giabao had suggested that we've done so many updates to the game that the player is starting to look a little boring and maybe they should be more colorful, and I agreed. I'm still going with this. I want these people to be cyborgs and stuff, so I kept that kind of concept, but I did recolor the player. So this is a little bit of a brighter version of the player. He's more white. I think he kind of looks like an android cyborg robot type of guy still, but he pops a lot more on the screen. So yeah, I recolored this guy, but I didn't stop there. I went a step further and I worked on a really cool screen that I'm going to show you guys right now. The thumbnail and title may or may not spoil. I don't know what I'm calling this video yet, but I have a feeling it's going to spoil it. This is the new screen I've been working on. Ta-da! So we've got Default Dan, the droid. We've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Cyborg. And we've got Annie, the Assassin Android. And I added this cool little effect where the background changes based on who you've selected. I'm not 100% convinced any of these are final arts or that we're really going to go with this kind of cyborgy theme look. But, you know, for now it's pretty good. And then when you pick a character, boom, they appear in the game. So here is my personal favorite right now, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Cyborg. I don't know if this is going to be his final name, but I just thought it was funny, so I put it in there. He does kind of this Naruto run with his arms, you see, and runs back and forth. Other than that, he plays about the same. I think I'm going to give them all different stats, but I haven't got to that part yet. You know, maybe he has more energy and he's slightly faster, but he has less health and does more damage. I think that's probably what's going to happen. Actually, that might make more sense for the assassin. They're definitely going to have different stats. I just haven't added that yet. They'll all have pluses and minuses, sort of like Binding of Isaac, and all the different characters have different stats. That's what I am planning to go with here. So that's this guy. And now I'll show you Annie, the Assassin Android, who also looks pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. So here we go. We're going to go back in. We're going to pick Annie, and boom, check her out. I've also been wondering if maybe these trails should be different colors for the different characters. Like, she's obviously got this pink theme, so maybe she should have pink trailing instead and fire pink bullets. I'm probably going to implement that at some point. Maybe next devlog I can do that. I also think she looks pretty cool. She's got the little mask on her face that looks sweet. Doesn't look as much like a cyborg or android as I was hoping, but maybe the white coloring helps. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know, guys. These probably aren't the final characters anyway, but the character select is pretty cool, and I'm glad that we have it. It's a good start. If you guys have any cool name suggestions or like a specific character or don't like one, you know, let me know. Much like the Infinity War saga towards the end, this devlog is about to get a whole lot darker. And by that, I mean lighting. Wait a minute, that might be a little bit too dark. I added lighting, so check this out. I could make it a little bit stronger. I don't know if I'm going to, because I want you to be able to see the people, but I added a little bit of lighting just to kind of add like this nice effect to it. There's like some glow to the blue flames, to the player, to the projectiles that get fired, and then sort of some shadow casting going on with the cave rocks. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but I think it gives like a nice little effect. Something feels slightly off about it. I'm probably gonna have to tweak it a little bit and do a little bit of work to it, but personally I think it makes a huge impact on the game and looks a lot better than it did before. I really like the shadows that the rocks are casting. Every once in a while they look a little wonky or they move in weird spots, so I might have to go back and try to fix that, but you know, for now it looks pretty cool and it makes that trail really pop, right? Yeah. Also, last devlog we had a poll for the spikes or flames, and blue flames won basically unanimously, so I put those on the wall. I also gave them a little bit of lighting effect so you can kind of see the light flickering around them. There's also some light flickering here that I'm not sure why, but that's fine, you know, that's to be expected really. It's all part of the process. Happy mistakes, no real mistakes. Oh, another curiosity I have is, you see how I have this sort of like a glow effect on the player so he doesn't get lost? Do you think that should be on all the enemies, or do you think that the lighting is not extreme enough to require it, that you can kind of still make everything out pretty well? That's what I was trying to go with. I didn't want to be too dark to where it felt unfun to play, but just like some casual tiny lighting that sort of just helps with the ambiance and stuff. Another good idea came from Davey Dawn, who suggested I do a variation of the spike characters that can crawl vertically on the walls and put them on the rails there. So we've got some contrast between the blue flames. Sometimes you'll have those guys to deal with instead. Looks pretty good. It was nice and easy to do, and you know, it breaks up the monotony of having just blue flames everywhere. The other big thing I did was I worked on game feel, so just making the game juicier, making it feel more fun to kill things and more fun to get hit. I still need to continue working on this, but what I've got so far is like screen shake when you take damage. You guys can see that the screen's shaking a little bit there, just a tiny bit. I could ramp it up some, but I don't want to make people sick. I also add screen shake when you hit an enemy, as well as these cool little black to white explosions, classic Nuclear Throne style, where you just flash black to white and then have some smoke. I think it really makes the impact of hitting an enemy feel a lot more powerful. Screen shake whenever bullets hit enemies as well. Oh, shout out to Ghoul for that idea. Ghoul had said that the game needed a lot more juice. We're getting there slowly but surely. I'm going to add even more juice, maybe some random particles that fly off besides the smoke when you hit an enemy in different directions. That about wraps it up for this devlog. I added new characters, lighting, a trail effect, and some game juice. I'm kind of ready to move on to a new biome. I might start working on the world that comes after this world, or maybe the boss fight. I think both of those are going to take me longer than a week to figure out, so I'm not sure what I'll do for the next devlog, but I'm hoping to have another one out before the end of the year. Yeah, so let me know what you guys want me to work on next. If you would like to see a boss fight or a new biome, because I think those are the two things that I've been thinking I want to do. If you made it this far, you're awesome. I hope you guys have a great holiday, and until next time, peace.